Welcome back to a Clan a Day podcast, brought to you by bagtownclans.com. I'm your host, Colin MacDonald, and today we're exploring the rich and multifaceted history of Clan Graeme, one of Scotland's most illustrious and enduring families. With legends dating back to the days of the Roman occupation and historical figures who have shaped the course of Scottish and British history, the story of Clan Graeme is as captivating as it is complex. The origins of Clan Graeme are steeped in both legend and historical conjecture. One popular legend tells of a hero named Gramus who around 420 AD breached the Roman Antonine Wall, a feat that led to the wall being dubbed Graham's Dyke. However, historical evidence suggests that the Grahams were more likely of Norman origin, arriving in Scotland in the wake of the Norman Conquest. The first recorded Graham in Scotland was Sir William de Graeme, who in 1127 was granted lands in Aberdeen and Dalkeith by King David Ferns. From Sir William descended the Grahams of Montrose, a line that would come to define the clan's legacy. By the 13th century, the Grahams had established themselves as loyal supporters of the Scottish crown. Sir John Graham of Dundaff, a close companion of William Wallace, earned his place in history as a valiant warrior during the wars of Scottish independence. Sir John met a heroic end at the Battle of Falkirk in 1298, where he fought alongside Wallace against the English. His death was deeply mourned by Wallace, who famously lamented, "My best brother in the world that ever I had." Sir John's son, Sir David Graeme, continued the family's legacy of loyalty to the Scottish cause. For his service to King Robert the Bruce, Sir David was granted the lands of Montrose, a significant acquisition that would eventually lead to the creation of the Earldom of Montrose. The Graham's loyalty to Scotland was further cemented when the third Lord Graeme was elevated to Earl of Montrose in 1504, only to fall heroically at the Battle of Flodden in 1513, where many of Scotland's nobility perished alongside King James IV. The 17th century saw the rise of two of Scotland's greatest military leaders, both members of Clan Graeme. James Graeme, the 5th Earl and 1st Marquis of Montrose, was a brilliant general who led the royalist forces in Scotland during the Wars of the Three Kingdoms. Montrose's campaign is legendary, marked by a series of stunning victories against the Covenanters, including the battles of Inverlochy, Aldern, Alford, and Kilsyth. His tactics and leadership were so effective that he became a symbol of royalist resistance. However, after his defeat at the Battle of Philiphaugh and subsequent capture, Montrose was executed in 1650, his death leaving an indelible mark on Scottish history. Another notable Graeme was John Graham of Claverhouse, Viscount Dundee, also known as Bonnie Dundee. Like Montrose, Dundee was a staunch royalist, leading the Jacobite forces in Scotland during the 1689 uprising in support of King James VII. His success at the Battle of Killiecrankie was a significant moment for the Jacobite cause, but his death in the battle led to the collapse of the campaign. Dundee's legacy lives on in Scottish folklore, immortalised in Sir Walter Scott's poem Bonnie Dundee. The Grahams were not only warriors, but also influential politicians. In 1782, it was the Marquis of Graeme, later the Duke of Montrose, who successfully moved the motion in Parliament to repeal the Act of Prescription, which had banned the wearing of Highland dress following the Jacobite risings. This act of cultural preservation was a significant moment for the Highland clans, and the Duke of Montrose is remembered with great respect for his efforts to restore Highland traditions. The Graham's influence extended beyond Scotland's borders. The clan's turbulent history on the Anglo-Scottish border saw them involved in numerous feuds and conflicts, particularly during the Border Reivers era. Their lands in Strathearn and Lower Perthshire became their stronghold, and from these lands the Grahams of Menteith emerged. The Grahams of Menteith are another prominent branch of the clan with their own fascinating history, including the tale of Malise Graeme, who was stripped of the earldom of Strathearn by King James the Son and given the earldom of Menteith instead, a political move that would have lasting repercussions. Throughout the centuries, the Grahams have demonstrated an unwavering commitment to their beliefs, whether on the battlefield or in the halls of power. Their story is one of resilience, loyalty, and a deep connection to Scotland's history and culture. Today, the Grahams remain a symbol of strength and perseverance, with their legacy preserved by the current Duke of Montrose and the Clan Graham Society. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of Clan Graham. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of A Clan a Day podcast. I'm Colin MacDonald, and as always, go on Irie and both are leet.